welcome back. My name is Ryan, and before we begin, I'm gonna ask you to like the video, comment, and share it, and subscribe, and all that stuff. Not because I care about the numbers, but because the more interactions the videos get, the more people get to see them. And hence, the higher the chance that the publishers of the games will see them, and the higher chance of actually something changing. So if you love the game as much as I do, freaking do something about it. Click that like button at least. So let's get to the point. This is going to be video number 1 on why the new European Ragnarok Online sucks donkey balls and it's an absolute garbage that you should not waste any time playing. And I have done that for you. I've spent 3 months playing that game when it released last year, and then I have spent an additional month trying the third jobs when they released. Oh my god, such a big deal, third jobs in Ragnarok Online in 2022. Ooh, big whoop. So anyway, today we're going to start with patch notes and the actual jobs as well. So let's take the patch notes list. Let's take one of my favorite classes. There you go, Stalker. So Ragnarok Prime has released with the new improved second jab skills, meaning that, for example, backstab, as the skill description says, is actually fucking wrong. They didn't even bother to include the new descriptions for those. God dang it. I don't wanna open this goddamn game to show you guys, but backstab essentially right now works as it works on Ragnarok 0 and on KRO. As in, it teleports you behind the target and it hits 2 times for a significant amount of damage. Raid, where's Raid? Aka Sightless Mind, actually hits for a lot more damage and applies a debuff to the target that it takes 30% more damage. Let's maybe check another class. Maybe they will have an updated skill description. I mean, you would think a new server trying to lure players in, because those were posted on the 17th of May last year. They would take care to actually have the proper descriptions, but no. Okay, let's take Melody Strikes. See, Melody Strike has the correct description. It hits 2 times, and it now uses your 310% attack, and it actually deals a lot of damage, right? So as you can see, those are the improved descriptions or the skills, and now let's move on to the third job. So my signature third job is a Shadow Chaser and the Shura. So I'm gonna start with a Shadow Chaser, and let's take. Oh, they didn't even include icons. How nice is that? Let's take Fatal Menace. So the skill description, and I have checked that in game as well, says one target and all enemies around the target are damaged and teleported by the skill. This is an old effect. This is not how Fatal Menace works in 2022 in Ragnarok Online. This is how it worked back in 2012 or 2010 when renewal hit. Next. Triangle Shot. Attack the enemy by throwing 3 arrows at once, increase damage base. As caster's AG gets higher, the enemy gets knocked back by a low chance. That's no longer the case. There's no knockback, and the skill that deals a lot more damage than it does on Prime normally, and the graphic effect is also different. Next, Shadow Spell. They don't even have a full description of Shadow Spell on their website. But Shadow Spell currently also works with bows, so you can auto Shadow Spell with a bow. That is not the case on Prime either. Let's take Shura. Dragon Combo, Earthshaker, Fallen Empire, Tiger Cannon. Damage to a target's HP and SP by consuming your own, must be cast in Fury state, blah 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 blah, consumes HP. Tiger Cannon does not consume HP anymore, and it is no longer a targeted, it's an AoE. Next. No, come on. Gates of Hell. Strikes the targets with countless blows, blah 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 blah. Consumes all your spirit spheres and 30% of your max HP. That was never the case. The amount of spirit spheres consumed was 3 or 5, I can't remember. So that is wrong in the description as well. But the current Gates of Hell does not consume 30% of your max SP. That is ridiculous. Another very significant change. There, they list Flash Combo. They don't even say anything about the combo actually. So the current multiplier for the combo of Ashura is much higher than it is right now on Prime as well. Next, patch notes. Let's go with their... Oh great, there's no other overview than this. Super nice. Let's go with the way they release the patches. So we started right before Hugel, Abyss Lake, and Tekkon classes. And this patch came in August last year. So that is 18th of August 2021. We have waited a whole month of the game's release, or 2 months, to get Hugel, which introduced Abyss Lakes. And let me remind you, by the time there was still no third jobs in the game, so the maximum level was 99. The entirety of Abyss Lakes is designed for levels 100 and up. Even with the improved second job skills, there was no reason really to go there besides getting the Ferris card. Because you would not get any XP from there, the gear is way outdated and useless. The MVP card is also terrible. So they gave us content, they gave us pre-renewal content that was redesigned in renewal to fit in renewal, but without the access to third jobs. So that was terrible, right? Next, they gave us Holy Lands. Once again, same thing. Holy Lands, for those of you that don't know, is Rachel Sanctuary. Rachel Sanctuary is obviously not a level 99 area anymore. You need to be about 105. Ice Dungeon, not so much. Next, so we also had to wait a month to get that again. Content from 2006. Thor Volcano, Thanatos Tower, and Odin Shrine. Same thing. We get content that was redesigned in renewal to fit for renewal standards without having access to third jobs either. Fantastico. Next. Nameless Island, Battlegrounds, and War of Imperium. What else is left to say? Who cares about War of Imperium besides the 2 guilds that still play War of Imperium? And the Nameless Island is a level 120 area. 110 to 120, more like that. Then they actually released the third jobs. As we have went through a couple of them right now, you can tell they have been released in their original states. And see, here I heard arguments that this is patch 13, right, or 14. This is not the time to release them in the improved versions. Then why did we get the second jobs with the improved versions then? The second job patch, the skill rework, was introduced around the level 185 patch. Why is that the case? Why do we have the max level 175 if the original max level for renewal was 150? How does that make sense? It does not. Why do we have different XP tables than the original XP tables? It doesn't make sense either. We get Satan Morok with the release of third jobs. Okay, that's cool, but it still does. It's nothing exciting. We've done this content ages ago. We're not excited to do this for a month. Next, we get Sealed Shrine, Malangdo and Nidhoggur's Nest. Who came up with this? To bundle this together? How does one relate to another? I have no idea. Sealed Shrine is a very fun instance, but it is also pretty dang hard for the level that we have right now, or at the time that we had available. In terms of gear, level of gear, same as Nidhogg's Nest, as it has been redesigned for renewal long time ago. And Malangdo? There isn't even the official Silvervine system in place. Why do we get Malangdo? And Malangdo instances? No Malangdo instances? Only Malangdo. Just Malangdo. Right? Fantastic. Next. Brasilis. The place that people do not give a flying flip about. Very exciting. Endless Tower. Very cool, actually. Endless Tower. We finally got to experience Endless Tower in Europe in 2021 in December, by the end of the year. We finally get to see the infamous, the Endless Tower. Not like we have seen that shit for the last 15 years. But yes, that is very exciting. And if you can't tell, I am being sarcastic all the time. Next, we got LD Castis. And apparently Kagero and Oboro at the same time. Kind of a weird bundle. Where's Rebellion? Did we get Rebellion as well? At this point I wasn't playing anymore, but I was trying to keep up with the patches. But isn't it odd that you get Kagero, Oboro, and LD Castis at the same time? This is weird. It is weird. But nothing else to say about that, besides the fact that it's 2022 already and we only just got that. Next, February 2022. Moscovia, Eden, and third class baby characters. 4 months after the third job release, we get baby characters, and people don't play baby characters anymore, by the way. They only do baby characters because they want to have a quicker leveling path for their buff characters, like alt characters, like a troubadour or something. Nobody plays baby classes because they suck dick. And Moscovia, why do we get Moscovia after Nidhoggur? How does that make sense? Or after Satan Morok? Who comes up with this queue to make a patch in 2022 out of Moscovia and Eden? And Eden, mind you, only from levels 1 to 99. Who comes up with this? Is this really revolutionary? Does this warrant a 30-day wait? And you hyping it up like it's something big? It's ridiculous. Next, on the 10th of March, Bifrost, Mora, and Devata. Actually very cool zones, very cool areas, one of the best areas in the game. However, this is the 10th of March of 2022, and we have done that shit for the last 8 years. We all know it. The amount of White Wing sets I have farmed starting on Aero then on Euro, and currently I'm farming Bifrost Tower on KRO because I am consistently being kicked out of servers from my and I have to keep separating from my friends. I'm not going to. I don't wanna do those sets again. The amount of those sets that I have made is ridiculous. I don't wanna do that again. Science and fairies. We got the Laffine things, but not the good ones. No, not the Laffine cool enchantments that you might have heard about. We got Log Glove. The Log Glove is very cool, but that's about it. That's all you get. You get the Bifrost Tower. The Bifrost Tower has one of the coolest cards, and the field as well, but that's about it, really. Port Malaya, cool place, cool instances. But then again, this is March 2022. And the most recent update, Doram Race and Biolab 4. I think I've asked this question before, but who the hell comes up with the idea of bundling these patches together? Dorams and Bio 4. Yes, the Doram Race has historically gotten so much stuff from within the biolabs, so much gear, right? It definitely makes sense to release them together because they intertwine in certain way. Yes, there's Dorams consistently have to farm biolabs to get their gear and get their whatever that they want to get. So as you can tell, the patches are just straight up random. Someone probably has a spin wheel or something in the office and just spins that shit and like, okay, we're bundling this with this next month, and that's how they release it. I wouldn't be surprised if actually, is that the most current? I think the next upcoming patch is gonna be 14.2, so all the Morok instances, and still, mind you, no dimensional crack and no old glass time. So we do not have access in there to Ghost Palace. We do not have access to Geffen Magic Tournament. There is no Jitterbug. There is no old glass time for the most important item in the game. For most of the builds. All of the builds, pretty much. Temporal boots. So this is a joke of a progression. And progression is what keeps an MMO alive. It is the foundation of an RPG. You have to progress your character. You have to see the game progress. But this is a regression. It is not a regression, it's a regression. We have seen this. We don't want to do it again. It's going backwards for us. At least in my opinion. And I am not going to play this. And I don't want you guys to play this, because next time I'm going to be talking about the monetization aspects that they have introduced. And you will see comparatively between the different patch notes, or the amount of content patches, and the amount of cash shop quote unquote treasures that have been released, and you will see pretty much that the amount of cash shop updates is pretty much once a week or once every 2 weeks, while you're getting a bullshit excuse of a content patch maybe every month, and of the stuff that you already know and you have already done. So this isn't news to you. It's like someone is cock blocking you. It's not news. So anyway, like the video and all that stuff. I hope you did not enjoy it.